Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the podcast that is Self with the Professionals. And our honorable guest for today is Mr. Salim Desai, who is the Group CFO for Razzi Holding Company and has more than, if I'm not wrong, 25 years of experience in the field of accounting and finance. So, Mr. Salim, how are you?
Yeah, good. How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for finding time for us.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
This is our honor. So, okay, because we don't have more time and the podcast is for the lesser time, so I'll come directly to the questions. What brought you into the finance field? Because you're a CFO. So, what brought you into the finance field of the accounting and finance?
Finance, of course, this is my passion. I
Oh,
like this
okay.
subject.
So
that
not
is,
for money, huh?
That is one of the reason. But that too, yeah, that is a main reason.
Okay, good.
So I was always impressed with number work, number crunching. So that is my passion, hobby. So that's bring me to finance.
Because usually, if I'm not wrong, in if I talk about the times of the 90s or 80s, it was parents were more conscious about making their kids join the medical field or the engineering field. Finance field right now it's on the boom, but before it was not like that.
Yeah,
Am I
this yeah, you are right, because
Yeah.
this happened to me also. Because after passing school,
Mhm.
I also was, or everybody was pushing me to go for either medical or engineering.
Mhm.
And I then took admission in one of the best college in Bombay.
Oh, good.
Audience might be knowing that Ruparel is one of the best colleges in Bombay.
Okay.
And I had taken admission there. And within a year, I realized that I cannot do either engineering
Oh.
or medical. And of course, then there was a lot of, there are no private colleges available, so very limited seats. And also, I did not have much inclination for science.
So we have same story.
So same story. In fact, I'll tell you my till end of the year, I did not understand what is a reflective index of light and a refractive index of light. So using that prism answer. So after 11th, I decided that this is not my field, and I changed it to finance commerce.
So you were also one of the students like me who was sleeping in the chemistry class and just praying for the teacher to dine day and I should have an off.
I did not sleep in the class, but this is what physics was very tough for me.
Oh, so more or less the people like you and me who have the like a background of the accounting and finance have the same history.
And I'll add that in next year, after in grade 12, when I took admission for the commerce, in the finance and economics and accounts, I stood third in my college.
Oh, that's nice. Good, good, good.
So that shows that I had a passion for finance, but peer pressure,
Yes.
I went to science.
Okay, what would you recommend? Like nowadays, you have seen that the students they lack counseling. If because I'm into this field, so I often ask them that what do you want to do. So the basic question, the answer I get from them, I'll think once I'll pass 12th grade. So if I'm not wrong, you are also into the counseling and you give a lot of the mentorship, free mentorship to the students and even into the community. So what would you advise the students that what is the thing that they lack? Why they're not clear about their goal?
So my objective of taking this, doing this counseling is because of my experience. As I told you that I did suffer during my those days, and I suffered a lot actually. And then that's the reason I do counseling and mentoring for the young kids and the young professionals. Actually, there are different type of people. Certain children, they know from beginning what they want to do. For them, we don't need counseling. Actually,
I would say only 5-6%.
Yeah, but those who are on
nowadays.
fence, they don't know. They don't know their abilities. They don't. Also, they are under peer pressure, pressure from the parents. So for such students, we need the counseling. And for that, one is that we can do scientific counseling, if it is, because where we incline to go, that can be proven by the tests. Certain tests are there, scientific counseling tests. So, and also professional counselor, so who can interpret the results and we can guide the people. So that can be done.
I think so. This is the reason now the schools
But
are
after 12th, sometimes it is too late, because everybody doesn't
yes.
get chance to take reverse and take turn and go different direction.
So it means the right time is actually, if I'm not wrong, it's before ninth class, the time you
Yeah,
pass your
between,
eighth.
once you pass 8,
Yeah.
you start thinking on that. It is not to put pressure on the student. Parents should not put pressure, but at least you can start discussing
Yes.
and
And you can come to know
understand.
about the aptitude of a
Yeah,
student as well,
that's what.
which kind of
And,
aptitude they have, so they can join the right field.
and parents and teachers both
Yeah.
are, they are right people to guide through this one initial stage.
Okay, what about the professionals who have already passed, like who have done MBA, who have done their bachelors? Because nowadays I see that once a student they pass the bachelor's degree program, so usually they either they are too much optimistic or they are too much pessimistic. Optimistic means they think that okay, if I just have a bachelor's degree program, only a bachelor's in accounting and finance or a management, and I don't have any other skills other than that, so still I should get a very good, highly paid salary. Or same goes for the masters also. Sometimes students don't take break after their graduation, they go for the masters, and now when they are into the field they want to join it. But they when they are they go to the market, they find out the job, the pay offered to them is usually comparatively lesser than what they are imagining in their mindset. So what advice would you give to such kind of the students who already have passed half of the stage of the career?
Yeah, that depends on your ambitions, first of all. Okay. Whichever field you go, whether finance, engineering, you should have the best qualification. Qualification brings skills and knowledge. Okay. Of course, application of knowledge is something different thing. That through skills you can apply, and through your other qualities of your personality. So that is depending on that. It's not that only knowledge is important, application,
Yes.
but that takes you to next level if you want to grow. But having said that, initially we should have a good qualification based on your ambition. Now every field is dynamic. Knowledge, body of knowledge is changing. So if you want to grow more, have a better salaries or better income, you should have better education.
True.
That is for sure.
And I think so
So
some additional qualifications as well. If I'm talking about because you are from the finance
yeah,
background, and so do am I. So I think so other certifications, the small
yes,
certifications, whichever you can go. If you can go for the CMA, you can go for the ACC, you can go for CPA,
everywhere.
and they would definitely add more value to your CV and
Correct.
to
See,
your
I'll tell
job
you,
as well.
initially, maybe 20 years back, a normal accountant, a BCom would have been sufficient.
Yes.
But now, for the same salary, because it's a demand and supply, now more and more CAs, CPAs, or
Yes,
CMAs
they
are
enter the
coming.
market.
So a company employer thinks that if I'm getting for certain salary, a double graduate or graduate with certified person, if I'm getting, why should I go for a normal graduate?
Exactly.
So that thinking comes in, and then normal graduates, they lose the job, or they have less opportunity of getting job, or maybe less salary. So that's what, if one wants to grow, has to want good income, I think they should have better qualification, whatever they like.
Whatever they like.
And also, if since this is artificial intelligence, or maybe technological tech age, we should have a cross qualification. If you are a finance guy, having I'm not saying hardware IT or coding IT,
But the basic out,
yeah, like how
the
to
basic
use,
gist of the course
yeah,
and
how to use
everything.
a functional consultant. If there is a ready-made software is available, like SAP or something else,
They should know
they
how
should
to.
know that there should be expertise in that, how it functions and how it can be uh, customized to our each company's requirement.
Because if I'm not wrong, nowadays you can see a lot of AI tools.
Yeah,
That's Chat GPT and this all of, and I think so everyone knows them.
correct.
But the correct implication of them, I have seen that hardly. Even if you're talking about the students, educators, if you're talking about the office management, they are using it. But actually, how effectively and efficiently you can use it, Very few people know it, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Also, after using, also you have to customize for your requirement.
Yes, you should be smart enough to
So
customize
it
it.
means you should know what is your requirement, your business requirement, and you should know what is coming from the chat GPT or any. So you have to integrate, or as I said, customize for your requirement. So you, but always chat GPT or any AI tool will give you jump start.
Yes.
Previously, if I want to write something, I used to think, okay, what should write?
Yeah,
But
true.
now you jump start and then you. So that is really helpful. So some jobs will be lost or maybe change
Which I
their
think is
structure.
good for the people who are in the management, but these AI tools are giving the tougher times to the middle skill or the lower skill,
Yeah, that's true
managerial level, right?
to some extent. But
Yeah.
I think always jobs nature is changing.
Yeah.
So and people they adapt for the these conditions, new
Okay.
conditions.
One more thing, a very important question. Nowadays, you will hear from the students, I want to do business. I'm hearing it from every second student. What do you want to do? I'll do the business. There's nothing in the job. I'll do a freelancing. There's nothing in the job. uh, because you are new to the industry and you have an exposure of a lot of the things, I'm so sure might be of the businesses of the industry, as working as a professional also. So what is your comment on this?
Business is one of the best option. There is no doubt. But business requires skills. Business requires knowledge. Okay. That is, so you have to understand what type of business you want to do.
Exactly,
If
this is a
everybody,
question that I
yeah,
asked them
if everybody wants
usually.
to start restaurant,
Yeah.
then it's a highly competitive, and generally 70 to 80% restaurant close in 5 years. Just I'm giving you worldwide data. And, so it means there are more chances of failure. And, so that you should understand what is required in the market.
Yes,
Just
true.
is not everybody is doing restaurant or everybody is doing some delivery app or some other apps. We should do that one. So you need a market study.
Yes,
This is
obviously.
one. Whether it is you are addressing any problem, you are giving any service which is unique or which will add value to the community.
Value to
So
community.
that is what important.
So it means it is, first of all, if I'm not wrong, is the education which I
Yeah.
guide students every time.
Yeah.
First of all, it is the education, then do find out some experience
Yeah.
in some field, and then go for your own business. Am I right?
Yeah. Or other way around, if you find something, some gap is there, whether you have skills to provide that, to fill that gap, and that skills will come from training, from education.
Yes.
Okay, that is also important.
That's true.
So ultimately, education is a part of training, or as a training, as a knowledge, or skill, whatever you say, it is important. I'm education. I'm talking as a universe. Okay, so it's a
Yeah,
part
this is
of
a
that.
mindset, because
Yeah.
now the student would say that no, there's no need for, look at him, look at her. They will take few different kind of the examples where the people, they are not much educated but they are earning a lot, and they think that okay, education is just, it's the requirement from my parents pressure, my peers pressure, society pressure, and it has to do nothing with the business. Because wherever I tell them that this is wrong, this theory of yours is wrong.
I'll tell you. I'll real life experience. I'll tell you. I'd been to one of the motivational speakers lecture, and a big crowd was there, and he was telling. They always say that you don't need education. I mean, education means any form. Okay, I doesn't mean the degree. What I'm saying, you educate yourself, you get knowledge. Okay, without that there is no survival. So he was telling on the stage that they always give the example of Bill Gates and
Exactly, this is a very
yeah,
common
Bill Gates
one.
and
Yes.
who other Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
So I stood up and I said, okay, boss, in Fortune 500 companies, tell me, other than these two guys, how many are non-graduate or non-qualified? I'll say, I'll not say graduate, I'll say non-qualified, who are successful.
True. Other than these two.
Okay, and these two guys also, they were by choice they dropped out, to do something better than what they were doing.
They were
And
doing.
also they were at Harvard. Harvard itself is a getting admission at Harvard. It
Exactly.
is a qualification.
True.
So don't go by the exception. Okay, these are exceptions.
These are
So
exceptions.
don't go by exception.
True.
Law doesn't any principle. There are always certain rules. There are exceptions most of the time.
And usually you go by the journal tendency,
So,
not by the exception.
so
Yeah.
then he said, yeah, right. So my advice will be look at 498
Yes.
also. And if you have that much passion and that much, then fine. And there is nothing, no one is stopping you. But you cannot generalize that because these two guys got the success, that's what everybody will get it.
Yes.
So you have to prepare yourself for this.
True, and you need to have
Yeah.
specific degree, at least your bachelor's
Yeah.
degree programs, plus you need to have a, icing of other kind of the professional qualifications
Correct,
over
correct.
it.
Whatever form of knowledge you get it, and how the third party will come to know that you have knowledge. That's what the degrees and these are established. Correct.
Yes.
If you go to certain, I'm professional in accounting or finance, how you will come to know?
Obviously, from the
You
degree
will,
and the certifications.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what.
That
the-
at least you
that's
have the
what
baseline of
the
it.
system
Nobody's
is
going to teach
established.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, it is very difficult to prove.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Any
so much for
last
having me
advice that you would like to give to the fresh graduates who are passing now their high school?
Now pursue your passion and excellence
Oh.
in any field. Simple.
Yes, and don't think that only doing the business is the one way out. As we said that
Yeah.
you should have at least the minimum qualification to prove yourself,
Yeah.
and then either you go to the business, you go to the job, you go for anything, or even someone is doing it together as well.
Equip
Yes.
yourself with
Equip
the
yourself for now.
skills.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I think we had a very good conversation
Thank you
with
so
Mr.
much.
Salim Desai. We'd like to invite you again to
Sure.
for
If
for
I
the
can.
further discussion and for discussing more topic about the accounting and finance.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone, and stay tuned. We'll be back with an episode number 2 with another professional. So take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.